last time on the Guardians of Fehal.
In our last episode, you all had been left in the middle of the Meyerfield festival thrown by Lord Rice. The man you are suspicious is trying to frame his cousin, Lady Elaine Eris, for the throne. You were in the middle of starting dances, and some of you shared them amongst yourselves. Some of you realized maybe some new potential leads into the Venerable, and some of you managed to inspire a new follower for your religion on the dance floor. As the party socialized, comforted Rhiannon for having to dance with an absolute fucking creep, and then looked at the family tapestries, the night ended with recapping in the Disturnus mansion what everybody had found during their investigations, and getting ready to go on a little mini espionage mission to explore the graveyard, which was supposedly haunted, according to some of the guards Una talked to. While there on her date, which was very drunk, Brody did manage to leave Una once the party was attacked by bats. They managed to successfully fight them off and then explore around the outside of the graveyard and the stone mausoleum that is partially connected into the hillside which the Mountain Bailey Castle is built on. As it stands, Una is on the outside of the mausoleum, exploring just in the graveyard, waiting for Spriel to come back and looking through his eyes. Rowan is sitting out with Rhiannon and Felix, who looks very fucking tired, while he waits for his sister to come back out through the other side. So, Spriel and Nora go under the mausoleum door in spider form, and they are in complete darkness. Now, they do have 30 feet of dark vision, so let me reveal what you can see on the map. So far, when you go into the crypt, immediately you can just see some very finely designed tile. It does look reasonably swept in here, which is kind of a little surprising. Maybe there's more foot traffic that goes through. The tile is ornate and has little designs in it of wheat, as well as a lovely marble stone. There are pillars you can see, and there's also, it looks like, references of where people are buried in the crypts itself on the walls, and the dates of the Carle's deaths. So it has their birth dates and deaths, their names, and blah, 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 blah. But that looks like that's more along the walls on the side. And you can't see to the very end of this mausoleum, which is probably, I think I said it's about 90 feet long and then 80 feet wide. So that's what you see when you go in. You just see the immediate pillars kind of in shadow. And then you think that there's some sort of like mural designs on the walls and some sort of like listing of like family members and stuff.
Well, Spriel was told to follow Nora, so wherever Nora wants to go.
I think we're gonna keep along the wall, and we'll just edge because I want to know what's over here.
All right, Nora, you hug the wall. Spriel follows. Megan, I think you have control of Spriel.
I do.
Okay, so trailing along the right side of the mausoleum wall, you can see that there is a headstone marker, and it mentions some of the family names. It looks to be more of the earlier parts of the family, and you can also see that there's records of when they were like interred in the mausoleum itself, instead of it just being like the death date. So it kind of looks like it's the record keeping system as well. So they knew when they were decomposing out in the front of the graveyard, they were eventually getting moved inside the crypt eventually.
What if the whole family is just a bunch of vampires? Maybe, what if that's the case? There's no graves, even though they have this light. I'd be like, that's what everybody else does. Oh, wait, we're an army of vampires underneath the castle. Or they're just the same people over and over again. So like same 30 people in the family that just re-initiate themselves. Okay. Anyways, fan
they go
theory.
around in shifts.
Pretty much.
Otherwise, the other thing that you notice along the walls is within the marble, there seems to be designs of like the family motifs of like shafts of wheat, the sun, and it is very ornate and seems to be not always a direct reference to like their family crest. Sometimes it looks a little bit older where it looks like the sun is actually like rising and setting and then rising again in some of the motif, which doesn't match with some of the iconography that you've seen for the Meyerfield crest or the Carlay family crest.
Interesting.
All right. Well, we'll move
Up
up.
on the ceiling and over, or against the wall?
We're gonna go up on the ceiling because I don't trust the floor. So we'll climb our way up and go over to like this area.
All right. So you go back towards up on the ceiling through the center part of the mausoleum.
I'm gonna have Spriel also keep a lookout for bats while he's in here. I'm gonna like have him hyper aware of bats. Because those things hurt and will instantly kill him.
All right, so you just kind of see the more patterns on the wall, more graves, more descriptions, more everything. And along the very far side of the wall, you can't quite make out in dark vision. It looks like there's a different, more of a grand ornate mural.
Okay. From here, is this just like a pillar?
Yep, that's just a support structure pillar of marble. A
A
column.
little further inward.
Okay.
Nora is very nervous.
Don't worry, Spriel's got your back / Una. You're fine.
Seems to be another pillar up about 20 feet away. Looks like there's more designs on the wall, similar of like the sun motif and everything, and the wheat. There's more
What's
family
over
names.
here?
In the very center, it is just an open space.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Oh, easy peasy.
Just an open space.
Didn't we say that we could see some blood in the center of this thing when we looked in before? Or is that something else? I'm losing my mind.
No.
Ignore
No,
me.
there were
No,
like
just a
char
technical-
marks on the steps outside.
there's-
That's
Yeah, there
what
was
it
Hard
char
hoof
marks on the
mark.
steps, and there was magic that we detected more towards the center in like the back.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Nora's slowly making her way over there, but she doesn't want to go too quick.
Okay.
We'll go
Understandable.
up there.
All right.
Boop.
Are you get in here?
How cute. 2 little spiders. They're inconspicuous. Who's looking for little spiders?
You can make out the mural on the far side of the wall at this point now at the end of the room. It doesn't look to be anything else. There's like on the left side of the room and the center side of the room, other than the continued marbled floor, the columns, the notes. The big difference is towards the far end of the wall where you detected some sort of abjuration magic before. There is a giant mural that has this. Okay. Okay. Has the family tree, like a basic version of the family tree that Nora saw hanging up in the main estate. Unlike this, though, where this tapestry is, it also includes the death dates of family members. So it's more recently updated versus the other one was older and didn't have all the death. There's more recent deaths on there. And it also has this giant mural with shifting bundles of wheat. And give me a perception check.
Okay.
Spriel has disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We're a passive of 10 as a spider or 8.
You said perception?
Yeah.
I rolled 16 both times because it clicked twice.
Nora, you're pretty sure you can see that there is outlines in the edging of this mural of these shifting frames of wheat and the sun, where you're like, I think I can see like lines, so this must be a door. And it's about where you think the abjuration magic would have been. when you were doing your detect magic spell.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move ever so slowly forward still.
Okay.
See what's over here.
Just the mural on the wall. The room basically ends at this point.
That's suspicious.
Well, no, it's just like it closes off, and it seems like
That's super suspicious.
That's so suspicious. Because there's
We're
like
gonna go
another
up-
20 feet before it hits the
Yeah.
mountain.
According to
go
these
up there and
blueprints, there should be more of the building here.
you can probably guess that it's maybe a little bit off from where you would think, but that's what it is.
And we climb around the mural to like inspect it and see if there's any sort of like weirdness about it, or like maybe there's a hidden button somewhere. I don't know.
Go ahead and give me investigation checks.
Okay, we'll try.
Oh,
Hey!
that might not be bad. Oh, that's bad. Just ignore Spriel. He's just there for support.
Nora, you managed to, in spider form, feel like there is some sort of locking mechanism here where it is a pattern that you have to unlock of sorts. Some sort of locking.
Pattern?
Yeah, like
Like they
there's
have to,
some
like-
sort of... Yeah, there's a pattern where it looks like you're supposed to put some sort of key in to actually unlock it. Like there's some sort of specialized key that goes into the mural design, and you have to turn things certain ways and probably turn the wheat in certain positions to open this door.
Okay.
One puzzle that we must just destroy
does-
the wall.
Is there like an actual like key slot then?
No, it just looks like in some of the mural parts where it's like there's raised pieces of wheat and then lowered, and it seems like a pattern, but you notice around some of the panels there is a little bit of like a thin line where it looks like if you put something in and twisted it into a certain position, it would unlock it. But other ones who are sunken in are not like that. So it's a very well hidden lock. And it seems like you
Okay.
have to have a special key to get in here.
Okay.
Which Una would remember that Brody said, like, only the family has keys to actually go into the crypts.
Gotcha.
I'm curious if there's like a wear pattern from like where they've touched it, or like some slight scratch marks to identify the way that they are moved into position. Like if there's like a slight scrape or like a constant use of this, if there was any lines left over. Unfortunately, Spriel's not that smart in this form. He's just a flittering little spider right now and doesn't know crap.
But also,
But I
Una
mean, you
is
can give him
watching.
commands.
Yeah.
That is true. But I'm not very good at investigation either. So I would maybe see if Spriel can, but he's not going to see anything. I mean, his intelligence in this form is 1. Legit 1 as a spider. So
I mean, he's smarter than Hans and Franz. The other one. Josh's Hans and Franz has a +1 intelligence.
no, it's a -5. His intelligence score is 1.
Oh!
Yeah. Spiders be dumb. So that's why it's like I roll an 11 and an 18. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be bad. And I looked at his intelligence score as a spider. It's like that's a -5. Like that's not gonna happen for him ever. The best on a natural 20 he can do is a 14 or 15, which is not enough to identify something that specific. I have a feeling. So
Okay.
Well, Nora at least recognizes that they need some sort of special key.
Yep.
So I will consider that at least a semi-success of discovery.
Mhm.
Let's head over here and just to be thorough, we're gonna check this side of the wall too, and start making our way back.
All right. You basically make your way back. Give me
are there bats?
give me another perception check, Nora, and It's specifically Nora.
Oh. Sprill rolled good.
That is good.
It's all right. It's fine. It's good.
Were
Okay.
there bat droppings anywhere in here?
No, you didn't see any.
Where the hell did these bats come from?
Oh, actually, though, give me with your 15. No, wait, because you rolled really bad for your investigation.
Yeah, my investigation
stuff,
would
so
have
yeah,
been
never mind.
a 6.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys pop back out. Felix and why did I forget what your character's name was, Aaron? Rowan, were you doing anything outside as you waited for them?
Trying to stay awake.
Poor Felix, so tired.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a drunk berry?
I'm sure that'll help.
I mean, good napping, right?
Mhm.
That'll definitely help stay awake.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Rowan will probably, let's see. What direction is like the way that we came from the mansion?
This way.
The way you came from the mansion, from where you're sitting on the front steps of the mausoleum, if you go, it would be, hang on, I have to get east. The east is is the way you came from, and that goes back to Meyerfield. And it was about like, I think a 5-10 minute walk or something like that.
And I forget, the fencing around the graveyard, is that actual like stone and then metal
It's
on
more
top?
of it's more of iron, like iron bars, you know, and then it has little points on top. So
I
it's
can
more of like the
see-
bar
I can see
graded
through
wood.
it.
Yeah, you can see through
Okay.
it.
I'll probably just be over on the east side of the graveyard, then looking out the fence, trying to see if there's anyone coming.
Watch out for Brody.
Yeah. Well, he went out the other way, didn't he?
Yeah, he went on one of the sides. He's like, see ya.
Felix is also probably just thinking things over and, stuff. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah. I think Rhiannon would look at you and be like, "Do you want us to see if you can get coffee?"
Probably not tonight.
Basically waiting for them to come back out.
Well, once Nora gets back out, she would turn back into herself.
Okay.
So we didn't really find anything like inside technically. But there is a mural at the very end of the room, and it looks like maybe it activates something or maybe can be opened or something. There were some like key areas and it looked like pieces maybe moved in the mural.
Do you think it's something that we could figure out, or probably not?
I think it's something we could figure out. I just don't know if we have the right pieces for it. It looks like it needs some sort of key to actually activate it. So we might need to track down one of those keys.
Do you think that Lord Fancy Pants probably wears one around his neck or something?
That might be the steward, actually.
Is that something that Mr. Sticky Fingers can get his hands on? And I'll note to Felix, I know Sticky Fingers.
I mean, maybe I'll have to figure it out. Definitely not tonight, though.
It's definitely something we should come back though and review when this is most likely whatever the first step is to finding answers. But we definitely will need to make sure we can get in there and see this all through. Because
Nora, did you say the back there, originally before you went in, you said it had a magical essence to it. Is it something if we dispelled that magic that it would just open?
Looks more mechanical than it does magic. I'm wondering if it's guarding whatever is magic.
And normally for dispel magic, you have to dispel an object.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't see the object that you're dispelling, then it won't work.
It can be an effect.
If you know what the effect
If you know
is.
what the effect is.
Yeah. So. Technically, but probably not.
Slim chance.
Yeah.
Slim chance.
We
Um,
definitely know that the nightmare came out of here, though.
Yeah, I
That's
was just
true.
going to ask, who was it that spotted that?
Someone,
Time.
Rhiannon spotted. Well, somebody spotted the burn marks, and then Rhiannon did like an intelligence check, and she got like a natural 20, which makes sense because she knows everything about horses, and she's like, those are hoof marks.
He's a horse girl.
She's a horse girl.
Rowan will come back from looking at the fence, kind of, briefly overhearing what people were saying. I think we should probably just head back for the night. We don't want to get caught here. Who knows where Brody went off to. But we don't want anyone finding us here, so we should probably get back to camp.
It's a good idea.
Agreed.
Some of you have a hunt to go on in the morning, and maybe we can do some intel on finding out what that key is.
Right.
Possibility.
Yeah, so I guess like you guys work to get out of there.
I'll help just shove people up and over the fence.
I got this.
Friel climbs back on your shoulder, Una.
Oh, he's
Very
desummoned.
sleepy.
He's
Oh, he's
exhausted.
desummoned.
He needs nap.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a nap. He's a tired boy.
Can you do that for Felix too?
I wish. Oh, my arm. Let's see what
Oh, my
happens.
arm. Only good things.
Rora's
Get
got
another
one wild
tattoo.
shape left. She'll turn into a horse, so
There you go.
Felix can just ride on her back and just sleep the whole way
Aw.
back.
Ah,
Nice.
for the 5 to 10 minute walk.
Yep. If it means
Very
helping a
important.
friend, Nora will do it.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Does she say her plan before?
Yeah.
Just go grab him, piggyback style, and turn into a horse.
No,
and
she
then-
just turns into a horse, just shoves like right up underneath him and just whips him onto her back.
I love that.
Totally
I'd ra-
kidding. She would ask you if you even want to first.
Consent.
I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll pass. I'm a bit better with walking than riding.
Okay.
Lizzie, on the
Mhm.
way back, if I see any guards, I'm gonna go up to them and like totally just rat Brody out, like telling him how shitty he was and how he ditched me in a graveyard, and how I had to kill bats by myself. I'll say it was like 2 little bats, and he ran scared, and I'm just gonna go spread that throughout everyone I see that's a guard.
Okay. They're like,
Oh God.
they're like,
Is,
we
is
haven't
there,
actually. Oh, go ahead.
is there any chance to stop her?
Felix, you see Una going up and starting to talk loudly to the guards about her date with Brody. I guess that's what stopping is. Because that's the first guards you run into are the ones that are kind of like running the front gates of people going in and out.
It probably
And
would be like one's on duty. It'd probably be like at the stables, like one's just kind of chilling and waiting and that kind of stuff.
Oh, so
the-
not right now. but
Yeah,
just eventually.
like throughout the rest of this, everyone will know that Brody was scared of 2 little bats. That is the rumor campaign that is going to be spread now to
Give me an
destroy
intelligence
him.
check.
Huh?
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, this is not good. I'm not intelligent. Let's go.
Actually, no, it'd be wisdom. This would be
Oh,
wisdom.
okay. That's not bad. That's a 21.
Ona realizes if she does that, then everyone's gonna know that they were in the graveyard.
I'm not going to say the graveyard. I'm just going to say on our date. So that would be up to Brody whether or not he would get them in trouble because he knows that he's not supposed to be in there either. So I'm not going to mention the graveyard. I'm just going to say when we went on a date, he ran scared because 2 little bats appeared.
Okay,
Not mentioning graveyard at all.
Just in the woods.
Yeah. He ran away because 2 little bats came and scared him away when we were supposed to be on our date. No mention graveyard because he wasn't supposed to be in there either. So if he says something, that's gonna get him in trouble, not me.
All right, sweet. That's fair. I just wanted to make sure you were.
Yeah, no, I just want everybody to know this big bad guard who tried to be all chauvinistic is gonna get his ass whooped by a rumor from a little girl. Well, not so little girl, but little girl.
That little girl is a child. See you sniffing around her. But you lost your mind.
Yep.
Una's gotta stop going out on dates with older men. It makes me.
He wasn't even that much older. Technically, Una is older than him.
He's 20.
Una's 36.
Yes, but she's mentally a 16-year-old.
That's besides the point. I'm still technically older. Maybe not mentally, but I'm older.
Oh God. Anyway, so
there's an argument in there, but I'm gonna leave it on the table.
I'm gonna leave it alone. It's getting into Twilight territory right now. So in the morning, you guys go back into the mansion, go to bed for the night. I'm assuming.
Actually, before he goes to sleep, Felix is going to send off a message on his ring. So,
he's gonna contact his grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, please read what it says and do the voice.
All right, let me pull it up. So before he goes to bed, he grabs that ring and counts out the, number of words and says, "Granda, you'd better succeed, you idiot. Remember, you're supposed to live to at least 100 years. Don't you dare die on me too. I love you."
Don't die on me, you idiot.
So, yeah.
So he goes to bed. Yeah. So morning comes pretty early for Rowan and Hans and Frans and the other Hans and Frans who's in the Pokeball. And Lord Discernus, who are going on the hunt and taking some of you guys are going as the guards. You go to the stables and you're getting all saddled up. It looks like there's about 17 of the noblemen coming on this hunt, and then they're guards. So there's a lot of fucking people going on this hunt in the morning.
I have a question.
Yes, Josh.
What kind of saddle do they put on me?
The sexiest one.
Oh, man.
A bridle. Get you a bridle and see what you can do. No, they put you on your horse that you rode on here on, it's specifically, who the hell is managing the horses?
Una.
No, Una got to sleep in because Rowena and the other dude who I put on with her.
We get to sleep in,
Fullant,
which is good because Una did a prank.
Rowena and Fullant are the ones managing the horses, and so they specifically went to bed early so they could go help with this in the morning, and Una could sleep in because they knew she was going to be stealthing. Going else on the hunt with you guys, I think Charon would take Ross, which is his main guard, and then the other one that he brings in addition to kind of help and who is more of a well-known knight is Taskel. He's one of the few other official knights that's here. Everybody else is in undercover as a servant. All the not known ones. So yeah. Guys, get ready to go on the hunt in the morning, and there is a lot of hubbub going on about this. You get the impression that they're hunting for game, but also they're trying to see if they can catch a bear for bear baiting later in the day as activities. So, yeah, that's basically what you...
Bear baiting?
Yep.
The fuck is that?
You
You
ever
don't
seen bear
know?
baiting?
No.
Oh, it's cruel. It's like what they used to do for entertainment. They would catch a bear and they would chain it up and like just kind of torture the shit out of it.
Cool.
Good lord.
Cool.
It was a huge thing.
Yep.
Absolutely huge.
Glad it's not a
Evil
thing
people
anymore.
be bored.
Fun fact, they actually used to leave them in the bear traps that they'd catch them in, so they'd be in constant pain from the traps.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't be
Smart.
able to take it off.
Super
And then they
Yeah.
usually
smart.
die from infection.
Mm-hmm.
They're absolute assholes. So, you guys managed to. It seems like you're going northwest of the castle, and you're kind of. You got to travel a bit on horse to get towards any sort of like grounds where there's more trees and stuff and actual little wood. It's not the Cater Forest, but it's like a little miniature woodland area. There's lots of talking going on around with the knights. Josh's Hans and Franz, you specifically see the guard that was with, what did I call her? Phoebe Feldspar last night, the girl you danced with.
Yep.
That knight is on the hunt. It seems like he's accompanying his lord Feldspar. And you see a couple of the other people from the night before. Specifically, you see the young upstart knight. Did he have a name? I think I just gave him, he was the House Oak Knight. He was the one that wanted to know if Nora was single. Do you remember this?
I do.
I don't, maybe. I think
Okay.
I just remember talking to someone about how green they sounded and them
Yes,
getting upset.
It was him.
This guy?
It was him.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and Rowan then later talked to him and the House Tobar Knight, who were kind of talking about their fairy rings and stuff, shrines getting destroyed. And you know that they're Disturnus bannermen. Well, actually, the oaks might not be. But anyway, Tobars are Disturnus bannermen. And you see the knight that was very lively and full of energy and everything last night looks incredibly gaunt, pale, and exhausted this morning.
Didn't he go see what's her fuck? Wasn't he
Wait.
like, what's her
This is
deal?
the target of the flirty knight?
No,
Septima?
no.
Yeah, the
Vil.
Tobar knight? Oh.
MILF.
Yeah, because remember he was
Oh.
sitting at the table with us and he was like, what's her deal? Why is she so like attractive?
Why is she attractive?
Because she's a MILF,
Like-
that's why.
No, she was like all weird and stuff
Well, yeah, 'cause
at the party.
he was talking about like someone's. Oh, that's what it was. I already forgot her name. The flirt on our
Septima.
party, Septima.
The best.
He was like, she's too old, but Vil's older than her. Looks a little older than her at least too. But he was like all for it. So it's like some weird succubus shit going on.
Succubus,
that.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
So yeah, that's what you notice.
I'll sidle up to him next to him, and I'll just say, you look a little worse for wear this morning. Did you have a rough night?
Yeah, I slept really bad. I actually ended up waking up outside in the middle of the night. I must have drank so much. He just looks tired.
Well, hope you didn't catch anything.
I don't think so. It's probably the worst hangover I've ever had. And he's like rubbing his head and just kind of like not good looking, queasy, tired. Like he's been fighting COVID for like weeks.
Damn it, I don't have any spells or anything to help him. Damn it. Okay. You don't remember anything that happened last night?
Oh, I remember I was dancing and I remember drinking. And then I remember waking up outside in the dark on the grounds must have like just gone out, thrown up, and passed out or something. But I don't remember anything after that. And then dreams, not good dreams.
What kind of dreams?
I don't know. It was like somebody was touching me, but then I'm sorry, Josh's fucking eyebrows. Like,
I know it looks like a unibrow.
no, I saw his eyebrows going up and down. Like, oh,
Unibrow. Really, Megan? Unibrow?
With your glasses? It's
Yeah,
like
with
my
your
glasses. My
glasses.
glasses
Yeah,
make me look like I have a
angle.
unibrow.
Just the
me.
angle they were in for a second.
Gonna hit me with that unibrow.
Let me think.
Okay, I have them too. It's fine.
It felt like someone was touching him.
I felt like someone was touching me, like a presence was hovering. Like, you ever have like sleep paralysis before?
It's rough.
Yeah, like that's what it was like. It was like something was holding me there, and I wanted to like fight, and I just couldn't do anything. So not a great time.
Doesn't sound like it.
Mm-mm.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Me too. I probably just need to sleep, but I gotta stay awake for this goddamn hunt.
I'll just like pass over a water skin.
He takes it. He's like, "You're a really good kid." Charon seems to always, or he wouldn't call him Charon. He's like, "Lord Disturnus always seems to have good nights."
He's a what would I call him? He's a good lord.
He's a good lord. I'm trying to think if he would ask anything else, but yeah. That's probably it. He's just kind of tired, and is thankful for the water. So
I'll just like raise it to him, put it away,
Mhm.
and then sort of sidle off.
So the hunt goes on. You guys kind of like you're probably out for there's a few hours of information gathering that I would allow to happen. So I guess my question is, well, on this hunt, because I don't want to just feed you guys random shit other than the things I knew you would care about, which was obviously seeing a sick knight. What do Hans and Frans do other than kind of what do Hans and Frans and Rowan do during this hunt? Are they gathering information? Are they watching anyone in particular? What are they doing? Or are they just kind of like chilling, seeing what happens? You notice that like Lord Disturnus is specifically going and doing pleasant conversations with like the nobles and stuff like that. You can also see just in passing that there are some people that look like they're whispering, like kind of like speculating things around him and stuff like that. There's a lot of like miniature side conversations going on, and then a lot of public conversations going on.
Hans and Frans would probably just be just kind of watching Rice for the most part. And seeing basically how, like, if he's got a whole bunch of like glances or glares at my brother, or if he seems to be like looking at anyone in particular that he's like maybe not having a conversation with, that, you know, like basically behavior like he's got his eye on his next target or something like that.
Okay.
If he plans to do anything shady.
All right. Give me an insight check.
Yeah.
And then also give me a percentile roll.
Okay. So insight was a 16. Percentile is a good old 17.
All right. You will acknowledge that Rice has a very good poker face and a very good public persona. And now that you're watching him in his element under more scrutiny, you can see why people would not see him negatively. He's very charming. He's very affable. Like, even when he's talking to Lord Disturnus, who you know dislikes him strongly, he is able to kind of keep up this very professional image. He's very commanding in a way where you're like, I just kind of naturally would want. I think I would like him if I didn't know he was a piece of shit. For the 17%, it's hard to tell. He definitely, you catch him because you just notice it. He definitely has a look of like he notices who your brother is. Like there is a look of familiarity. He does not have a certain look of distrust or anything, but there is a look of recognition. Otherwise, he's mostly making small talk with people and being relatively like the host. That's basically what you can get with a 17%. But he definitely knows who your brother is.
Okay.
Aaron, are you doing anything?
Yeah. Quick note: the night that I talked to, that was the Tobar night.
No, that was the Oak. Well, you talked to the Tobar Knight and the Oak Knight. The Tobar Knight is not the one who's sick.
So the Oak Knight is the sick one.
Yeah, and the Tobar Knight is not on this hunt because his lady is not on this hunt.
Right,
because Rice only invited men because he's a dick.
Yep. Okay. So first of all, I'm gonna keep an eye on the Oak Knight, make sure that he doesn't pass out and die. And I'm going to sort of try and keep a regular eye on Andrew's Hans and Franz, just to make sure that there's nothing weird going on when people aren't looking. And then, which of the lords are here? You said there were 17 people in the party?
There's 17 nobles in the party.
17 nobles, okay.
Yeah.
Anyone of note, like, Griffin is one of the potential bad guys.
He's the keeper of the law, and he was studied at the High Table. There was the previous Lord Westwood's cousin, Osmond Westwood. There's Lord Blackburn, which is the head of the Fehan prisons. There's... I'm trying to think if there's any other people that you'd give a fuck about. There's Lord Rice's cousin, who was in the fighting pits and was sulky that Hans and Franz, in disguise as the Exile, won.
Feldspar?
Yeah, Feldspar is the one that Josh's Hans and Franz's daughter danced with. And you do notice. Give me an insight check and give me and then give me a percentile roll.
Sorry, what was the first one?
Give me an insight check and then give me a percentile roll.
Insight and percentile. Can I not do that on here? I don't think I can do that on here. Uh, 7 and 57.
Okay. 57. So you can't read their faces, but you notice that you see that the ones that you have names for, Osmond Westwood, which you know is the murdered lord's cousin, seems kind of irritated and sad, and he doesn't actually seem that cheery when talking to Rice, when you've seen them interact. It looks like the other guy that you were interested in there's the keeper of the law, Griffin. He's speaking to Rice and looks more concerned and like kind of questioning. Like he doesn't look like plotting. It's just more of like, there's something like serious on my mind and I just don't know. Blackburn is the other one that was kind of interest to you guys, and he seems like he's just making small talk with the lords and being pretty affable. The one thing you do notice, like, just because it's very hard to miss, and when you're nearby with Taskel and Lord Charon, Feldspar actually comes over to Lord Charon and starts engaging him in conversation. And you overhear some of it, even though you're not sure.
Could you repeat who that was?
Lord Feldspar starts coming over and talking to to Lord Charon.
Okay.
Disturnus, and he's making friendly small talk with him, but then he also asks him, he's like, I must ask for the ambassador that came with you. Where is he from exactly? Lord Disturnus says very calmly, he's like, yes, he's a visiting dignitary from the tribes in the western part of the mountains. And you can immediately see Lord Feldspar's face go unhappy. And he says, I didn't realize that we were doing business with the savage people now. And Lord Disturnus says, who Lady Rhiannon has as a guest and an ambassador is up to her own discretion. And he said, and Lord Feldspar says, well, I would be careful of him. They're very wily people and tricksy. And then Lord Disturnus says, I keep forgetting to do his Scottish accent. I thank you for your concern, but I am not put off by an ambassador of people. And then Lord Feldspar says, very well, Your Grace. I did not mean to interfere. And then walks off, very huffy.
I mean, we knew that Feldspar didn't like the Bendaya. He was more of the proper Iron Valley folk.
Well, he's actually part of the Wind Plains, but yeah, they border Wolf's Hearth, which is his territory, like borders the Bendaya lands. So anyway, that's the main thing you notice. The other thing that both of you just notice, and I'm only throwing this in here because I want it to come out, a lot of people will occasionally ask Lord Disturnus about how his grandson is doing abroad, and then if he's coming home soon and stuff, how his studies are going. And you can see there's a lot of wistful expression and stuff like that. And a few of them are even kind of like, oh, when you come back, you should come over for dinner, you know, like kind of implying like we have daughters that are kind of the right age. He's like, how old is he now? Like,
what is Lord Disturnus's like explanation, reaction, demeanor when it comes to his grandson?
Very positive and smiling, and he actually brags about him a lot and how smart he is. He's a very good.
Does it seem like Disturnus
is it genuine?
People who brags about his grandson who's so smart and.
He's not overly braggadocious, but he talks about how he was excelling in his studies when he was at the academy, and then also how he now is studying abroad in Taywin, and that's been going well. And then he kind of, but mostly like the lords are kind of doing like this small talk of like, oh yeah, your heir is doing well, okay, like, but he's also like, you know, when he comes back, come over for dinner, you know, like when's he coming?
Business.
Let's do business. I have single daughters. So, but yeah, you can see there's a genuine, he's not an oversharer, but there is a lot of pride in his voice when he talks about his grandson and fondness. And you can specifically notice the guards' faces are with him. His two old guards are very smiley when he's talking about him as well.
Super good.
So yes, I'm just throwing that in there because I was like, what would they be asking Charon about? Oh yeah, they'd be asking when his heir is coming back.
Yeah.
He's old enough to get married, right?
I would stay close to Disturnus anyway. So it makes sense that I would probably hear that.
The comments from Phoebe's father, are they like more projected, or are they something that not the majority of the hunting party would hear?
There's something specifically addressed to Lord Charon, not to the rest of the party. Lord Disturnus is, it's kind of, you guys just hear it because you're nearby as his knight.
Right.
And you're not expected to say anything.
Right.
And he specifically was asking when Andrew's Hans and Franz and Pokeball was socializing with somebody else.
Sure. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that
Mhm.
my character heard it. So,
Yeah, you did.
you know,
The
so I
hell
can add to my broken legs list.
So yes, Megan.
And Lord Fancy Pants, take off his gloves.
We'll wait for that. We'll wait for that. Hold on.
What?
So I will leave.
Gloves.
Okay. So eventually, you guys. Let me see. Do they catch a bear? Okay, with a 70%, they successfully catch a bear. And they catch a couple wild boar. It's a pretty good morning. You guys make it back to the keep. Let me see. What time did I predict you guys would get back? Probably about like just a little after lunch. We'll go with what the girls have been doing in the morning and Felix. And you get back and you are all dismounting and taking the bear pit away. And this is in the front of the keep, and there's kind of like the lords are around talking. Okay. And there's a lot of like pleasant chattery, and then Lord Race takes his gloves off and like kind of like sweeps his hair back to get the like just from the sweat. And everybody can see that there is this bright blue, which looks like it was powder and oil mixed together, that just streaks across his black hair and his face. And there is
Did
silence.
Una spike his gloves or something?
He's working the stables. Obviously, his riding gloves are probably there.
Oh my goodness.
So there is bright blue paint back and from back when
Across
she
his
bought it off.
face and
Yeah, like
in
like
his
more so
hair.
like
Just
from
wait, there's more. There's so much more.
That might not be seen. So there's silence, and then there's chuckles, and he looks at his hand, and you can see that like the positive vizier cracks for a minute, and there's confusion, and then like seething rage, and then he rolled high. He recovers very quickly and laughs and says, he said, well, they are not my family's colors. Maybe it is time to branch out. He tries to like play it off as casual, but you can see there's like severe irritation and rage. And many of the nobles are kind of like chuckling about it. And Lord Desternus doesn't laugh, but you can see his lips kind of twitch a little bit, like he's trying not to smile. And just
thankfully, I have a helmet on, so I'm grinning from ear to ear.
Fun fact, this is fabric dye, by the way, that was in his gloves.
Oh, that's just
Yeah,
going to
I-
stain.
Yep. So we'll see how well that comes out.
I'm so excited it worked.
With that, we'll say that you guys take your stuff to the stables, blah, da, 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 and Felix, Nora, and Una figure out what you were doing for, like, the morning. Because you basically had several hours in the morning after waking up before they come back from hunting. So, what were you going to say?
When you come back, I wanted to have one more conversation
Okay.
while we were on the hunt.
Okay.
But you go, we can figure that out when you come back.
I was so
Actually, I'm gonna
excited,
go
you
grab a
guys.
sweatshirt.
It worked.
That
So
was a
excited.
really good plan, Una.
So I rolled shitty on my sleight of hand checks for one of the items, and I rolled like I think like a 22 for his gloves. So it's almost positive that those is gonna work. But if you rolled a high enough perception, it would have failed. So it worked.
Very
I'm so
good job.
happy. Yeah.
Nice.
I thought it was a good plan. It was, but I was gonna glue his butt to his seat, but then his stable hands would probably get in trouble. So this is one thing that like anyone could have done, and it totally pays off.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Lizzie's like, so do
Definitely.
you want to do anything? I was like, we're pranking Lord Fancy Pants. Like that's happening. Like Lord Rice is getting something, and this is what we came up with.
So in the meantime, what are we doing?
I'm spreading rumors about Brody.
Oh, that rumor
Nothing.
mill.
Oh,
We
I
figured
need
out-
to meet the baby knight at a tree. That's one thing I need to do, but I don't know what time we agreed upon.
How many
to do that. I
dates
think
is
it was a
Una
girl
going
date.
on?
It wasn't.
A
This
lot.
wasn't a date. This was he was gonna teach me how to use a sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
Use
Doesn't
the
sound
sword.
like a date at all.
No, he's a little puppy. It's not a date. He's a cute little puppy.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything that
Um,
Nora wants to do?
Okay, wait.
Um,
What was Aaron's thing really quickly before the hunt ended?
So looking around, I assume Griffin has knights
Mhm.
nearby as well.
Yes.
I'll just casually work my way over to Lord Griffin's knights and referencing just like the crowd in general. Just sort of say everyone seems a little down, don't you think?
Give me a and this is on the hunt still, right? This is
Yes.
before you get back with the blue.
Yes.
Oh man, Rice should have said I guess they call us blue bloods for a reason. That would have been fucking better, and he has a high enough charisma. God damn it.
We're recording. You can redact
I'm
it.
gonna retcon. Let me say that. I suppose it's true what they say about us, blue bloods and all. Okay, we'll put that in there. That feels more skeezy. I fucking like that. Okay, so give me a persuasion check or like a charisma check.
Persuasion. Oh, that's performance. That's the same score. Ooh, that's a 4.
They look at you very, very oddly and are like, I don't notice anything specifically off.
Well, I mean, the Oak Knight over there looks like he's about to fall over. Who else did we recognize? Is Lord Westwood's cousin? Is he a Westwood? I forget.
Yes, his name is Osmond Westwood.
Lord Westwood over there does not look like he's having a good time. And I noticed Lord Griffin even looked like he might be a little concerned. So I was just wondering if you noticed the same thing.
I would worry about your own lord's affairs instead of ours. Sorry, Aaron, you rolled so shitty.
No, that's fine.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm just trying to make small talk.
I mean, that's people normally talk about the weather, not other lords' affairs.
Looks like there's a sky up there. It was nice to meet you, and I'll just go away.
They look like, what the actual fuck was that?
There's a guy up there.
There's this
Nice
guy
to meet
over
you.
there.
Bye.
these bitches like, oh, I'm sorry, we're at a festival and you're gonna be all
Hey, Josh, are you doing anything with your Hans and Franz too? Just making sure there's nothing else from hunting.
Oh no. The helmed knight does not make small conversation
All right.
at risk of giving himself away.
So in the morning, girls, you
Girls,
sleep in
girls.
just a little bit.
And Felix.
And Felix, if that is your real name.
It's not.
You're getting ready in the morning. What are you doing first off?
Nora would try to go find Rhiannon.
You go find Rhiannon. Her and Sophia have their own rooms, but she's in your guys' suite area of the house. So she's up. Let me see. Did she sleep well? She looks tired, but she looks like she's got her professional face on. It actually looks like Septima was in there talking with her in the morning, getting ready.
I'm rolling to see if Nora slept well. One moment.
It's not really so much like you're gonna get penalized because you got your 8 hours.
I just need to know.
Just
Nora
a
looks like shit.
Or did not sleep well.
I'm gonna
Aw.
say
Hair's just
that
up here.
yeah, her hair is like messy and kind of scraggly and clearly hasn't been like combed through properly because she's like gave up halfway through probably. And she's still sleepy. You know what? She's probably like, is this just like a general common area just for us? Like as the gang?
Yeah, because it's basically like picture, you know how like in like a shared room, like there's like a big lobby area, kind of like seating area, and then there's like individual like bedrooms.
Okay.
So you have your own little private bedroom.
Like an apartment in an apartment
Yeah.
building.
Okay.
Yes.
Or like a dorm, there's the common
Yeah, like a
room,
dorm.
and
Yeah,
then
there's a
the
common
dorm
room.
rooms.
Okay.
So Rhiannon is in her room with Sophia and with Septima.
Okay, Nora is
You
still
have
in
been
her
asking her.
Nora is still probably in the same clothes as last night. She just crashed and it's like still.
Oh dear.
Septima looks at you and is like, "Wow, are we having a little walk of shame this?"
I don't know what's wrong. I didn't sleep very well last night.
But she gives a big yawn.
Did you sleep okay?
I did,
Lucky.
surprisingly considering the circumstances, but you know, sometimes when you're used to combat, you just get used to sleeping in weird ways.
Was that Septima?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the Griffin night
Well-
tired me out too.
Oh,
That kind of wakes Nora up a little bit.
you were out with. How'd it go?
Information out of him, but he ended up. Yeah, I did a little digging. It sounds like he knew Lord Westwood's knight who died mysteriously. And it also sounds like Lord Griffin is very confused about what's happening. Like, he thought Elaine might be guilty, but as this trial is going on in the investigation, it just has too many questions. So, that's what I learned.
Good to know that nothing's set in stone yet, I suppose, with Elaine. Rhiannon, I had a question for you. Or I suppose I wanted to just talk something through with you, because I feel like maybe you're the best bet we've got outside of Felix to figure this part out.
Okay, Rihanna, like, is listening.
Right. She's gonna go over and like sit down with her.
Okay. Septima is like, do you want me to leave you guys alone?
If you don't mind, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I'll find a way to occupy my time. By the way, Rhiannon, thank you so much for telling me about how you met Felix.
Oh
And
dear.
Rhiannon looks a little bit confused. Like,
Oh dear. The investigation has begun.
Rhiannon looks like she realizes that like Septima might have been trying to get some sort of information out of her. And then kind of has a cool face and she's like, yeah, no problem. And then Septima like turns to go out into the room and then Rhiannon's like, hold on a minute. And then he gets up and follows afterwards. Felix, you were sleeping. I don't know how well.
Actually, I rolled a 16, so pretty good.
Okay, Felix is sleeping quite contently in the morning, and suddenly he hears like his door open and shut and then lock, and then a very angry Septima standing in his room. And it says something to him. Like, what the fuck does she say? She's just glaring at him.
Is it dark in there?
No, she turns the light on.
Okay.
What, like, just flips the switch?
Yeah,
There's
there's
electricity
magic
in
lights.
this house.
Yeah, it's a magic mansion.
Can I help you?
Yes, actually. You know, I was talking this morning with Rhiannon about how she met you, and and her answer was you were friends with the rest of this group. But then yesterday, Nora told me that you were recommended by Rhiannon to join this group.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit curious exactly how you know these people.
All right, 19 deception. Yay. I mean, yeah, I met them when I was traveling to Fane. We saved a kid from a hag, and I guess it impressed Rhiannon when she heard about it. I don't know.
Which Nora told me that she didn't really know you well, but Rhiannon trusted you greatly. And you two always did seem thick as thieves at school together.
What are you talking about?
Herb, I know it's you.
Burp.
Shit.
Burp?
He rolled in that one.
Rhiannon at this time has seen Septima go into Felix's room and is like, shit.
Rhea, is everything okay?
No. This is really complicated. You're gonna be in on the secret now too. Come here and don't say anything to everybody else. And then she drags Sophia, stay in here. She drags you, goes to the door and tries to unlock it, and then uses the knock spell to open it and go into the room as this conversation is happening, and then locks it.
Is Nora in there too now?
Yeah.
You've been dragged in.
Fun!
Welcome to the shit show.
Nora just like is feeling a little jolted because she's still sleepy.
What is going on?
She's like, Septima, you need to calm down. And then Septima's like, I need to know what the fuck is going on here and why he is here. If I know it's you, Chirp.
Yes, all right.
Why are you here and not in Taywin? Why did I have to watch your grandfather practically cry writing a note to you in case he died on this mission, and you are in this fucking castle and with a different fucking face? Nora's just like, that's it.
Nora is like the equivalent. Nora's the equivalent of that lady with the meme trying to figure out all the calculations.
Trigonometry, calculus, geometry, all just like
Sitting there like, I'm hearing nicknames, grandfather letter. What's going on?
Taywin.
So what does Iskander say?
How about you take a seat and I'll give you the short version. All right?
She reluctantly sits down in a chair, and she is glaring at you, but she's more so glaring at Rhiannon, like, I know you were in on this, motherfucker, and you're next on my shit list. Looks at Nora in confusion of like, you don't know what the fuck is going on, and we'll come back to that. And then just like looks at Felix intently.
Right, I've actually not been in Taywin. I've actually been here, spying for Lady Elaine.
You can see out of everything she expected that was not the answer. Like, at all. What do you mean you've been spying for Lady Elaine?
I have been spying for Lady Elaine. Exactly what it sounds like.
How did she even... How long have you been spying for Elaine?
Since I left, roughly. Well, not quite, actually. More about the start of this year. technically.
So this whole time, you haven't been in Taywin.
Yeah.
Well, then how did you end up in this right now? And I need you to explain this in a way so I can make a very difficult choice.
Well, I sort of was investigating a criminal group, and it ended up having ties with Westwood and then with Rice. And please don't tell anyone about this, especially not Granda, because things are going to get really, really, really fucked up if the wrong person finds out about this.
Who's granddad?
Lord Disternus.
Nora sits down in the nearest chair.
There is none. She has to sit on the floor.
She'll just plop down on the floor.
Rhiannon is like, we thought about telling him, but we need Isk to figure this out and help break and enter. His specific skill set is needed. He's one of Burke's agents, and also we can't tell Lord Disternus about him being here because he would send him away. And Septim was like, fuck right, he would send him away. This is his heir, Rhiannon. He needs to know.
Please no.
Please no.
Please no. All right, Septima, you know some history. What happens when there's a lord and an heir in a particularly dangerous situation?
The heir gets sent away to where they are safe, since they are clearly not where they are supposed to be?
No. If things go wrong and they're in the same place, usually they both end up dead, right? Right. And no, I'm not going anywhere. If you try to tell him and he tries to send me away, I'm going to come right back with a different face. So you have a choice of working with me like this and keeping it secret. I will not tell Granda that you figured it out. Or you tell him and I'll pretend to go away and I'll slip whoever goes with me and come right back.
You can see she is like kind of taken aback by this a little bit from you and very frustrated. You're giving me an impossible choice. I have to now lie to him when I know you're here and I am sworn to follow and obey him, and he would want me to protect you. And now I have to lie to him.
You are protecting me, technically, by helping with this.
Like, she just looks so angry. She like stands, grabs the pillow off of your bed and screams into it in anger. Ugh. When did you become such a little manipulative bastard?
I'm
This knight,
telling the truth.
this knight has some very loose lips with her liege lord's heir.
All the Disternus Knights do. This is their dynamic. All right, fine. I will do it. However, I want you to look like yourself for a minute so I can hug you as you, because I haven't seen you in nearly 2 years.
I'd rather wait until this is all over.
You're gonna make me wait to hug you till this is all over.
No, just you can hug me, but no.
Fine. She like takes you and gives you like the biggest hug, and she's like, I'm still fucking pissed at you.
I know.
You are not allowed to die.
I know. I'm not planning on it.
I'll play nice. And she lets you go. And then she just glares at Rhiannon like, I know you knew about this. I'm so mad at you. All right, I'm going to go pull myself together so we can make sure this works.
I want to know how Nora's feeling about all this.
And she just walks out. Septima leaves to go get her shit together.
Once Septima leaves, Nora looks over to who she knows as Felix. And she just kind of like stands up and is he still like in bed at this moment?
No, because he was standing up to Septima.
Okay. So she'll walk over to him and she kind of like looks at you for a minute, still clearly like sleepy, but kind of like startled awake. And she just kind of like studies you for a sec. And then she's actually going to extend her hand out to you.
So what's your real name that I can call you after this is over?
Iskender. He shakes
Iskender.
your hand.
I like it. Well, this is a lot to take in, but
Please
I'll-
don't tell.
Oriana looks so mad. She's like, I shouldn't have let her ask me that. Oh,
No, you shouldn't have. You really
She
shouldn't
is-
have. What did you expect, Rhiannon?
she just
Really?
was making small talk about how I met each one of them, and then she asked me about how I met you, and I said, he's with their group, because that's what I told your grandfather when he met with us originally.
Why would she be coming in to ask that sort of thing, though?
He was coming to check in on me, just to see how I was doing, because she noticed how unhappy I was with Rice last night.
All right.
You can't say anything, Nora. You have to play cool, because if he knows he's here, this is going to go badly.
say
No,
anything. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say anything.
thank you.
I don't like lying, but I don't think it's technically lying if I just don't say anything. So,
Yeah.
It sort of works, yeah.
I mean, he's Felix. You know him as Felix.
Precisely.
okay. Well, for now, I'm just gonna try to make it as if I don't know anything and continue as normal because we have a lot of stuff to figure out. And actually, that's why I was gonna come and talk to you anyway in the first place, Rhiannon. But now I think I need a minute. So let's meet back together, us three, we should get Una too.
Okay.
She nods.
Okay. See you later.
And she's gonna run back to her room like very like quick sprinty walk.
Felix is going to close the door. Lock it. Look at Rhiannon. Why the fuck did you bring her in here?
Because she said something in front of Septima, and I knew she was going to have questions, and it was just easier at that point.
All right.
Nora won't say anything.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
very good.
I'm just coming to terms with the fact that by the end of this, that's going to be fun. Right. So, that's it. He unlocks the door and opens it.
At least she didn't kill you.
Well, she kind of can't.
Well, fair. So was that as awkward as the talk?
Fuck no.
And she laughs and then goes back to her room to get ready.
Yeah, and Felix is in the cast.
So yes, Aaron.
Septima said that she was with the Griffin Knight last night.
Yep, the one
Was this the same douchebag that turned me away?
You know what? For fuck's sake, yes.
The fuck was up his ass? He had a good night.
No, actually, no, probably not. It was
I was
probably a
gonna
different
say.
one. Yeah.
This Griffin Knight got turned away, so he had to stick up his ass.
Right. The reason she went after him was because when she was dancing with Felix noticed that was somebody that he had seen back from a meeting with Venerable agents.
Mr.
So
Pleasure.
This was Mr. Serious. Mr. Pleasure was a Westwood Knight. So he assumed that both of them were Westwood Knights, and one of them apparently worked
you mean
for
Mr.
Griffin.
Business?
Yeah, this is Mr. Business. So Septima was Mr. Business last night with
You
Mr.
listen.
Business. What?
Oh, just coming to terms with the fact that you listened to that.
Oh, did you
Who,
listen
me?
to that? Oh, did you just listen to that episode?
No. This was like stuff
Oh.
I picked up from.
Oh,
I haven't listened to that yet, but no, this was stuff that I picked up from the last episode or one before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, the Disturnus guards are a little bit of a wild group. It's fine. They're super fucking loyal, but they got issues. Anyway, so at least one of y'all motherfuckers knows.
Woo!
Nora has so much power of which she cannot use.
Okay, so girls, let's say that Una wakes up because she didn't sleep in the stables. She missed all that shit. Comes out. Spriel looks less exhausted. And Rhiannon says to Una, Nora wanted to talk with us this morning and Felix before we went out and did more information gathering. So if you're cool waiting around for them to finish getting ready, we can maybe meet in my room.
Sure. I just have to start a rumor train.
A rumor train?
Oh, that night last
What's
night,
a
he acts
train?
like a giant big shot. So I just want to bring him down a couple of pegs. I think it'll be good for his self-esteem.
You're gonna tell Brody about Brody ditching you in the graveyard?
No, I'm going to tell him about Brody ditching us on a date because he was scared away by 2 little bats that we saw in a tree.
Rhiannon smiles a bit at that.
And I do have to meet the puppy today, right? At like noon? Was
I
it
think
today?
so, yeah. I think it was about noon.
So I have to meet the puppy at like noon. Other than that, yes.
So Nora and Felix eventually get their shit together, and can meet. So, Rhiannon looks at Nora. What did you want to ask about?
Oh, well, since everything that happened last night, I've just been kind of thinking, what's going to be the best way for us to figure out this key thing, considering I think we're going to have to get pretty close to the family members?
Go ahead, Lauren.
What did the lock look like?
Did Nora really see like what the actual key, like what the shape
What was needed?
Was it like a stereotypical key, like?
No, it looked like about a $50 sized insignia with some sort of sun and wheat shaft.
Okay,
on
so
it.
more like a medallion.
More like a medallion.
Okay.
It seemed kind of like a medallion, and it had like some wheat on it and like iconography of the family. So perhaps it's some sort of metal or just something that they all have commonly within their family.
It was about yay big, and she'll like use her hands to show about how big it should be.
Do you think we could make a cast of that metal on the door and make it ourselves? Like have Hans and Franz make it? If we made like a cast out of clay or dirt and then have Hans and Franz connect with his god bee hammer thing and make something for us? Or do
I
you
didn't
think
even think of that.
Might take a bit of time, though.
I believe it takes him an hour to craft something when he connects to his god on the anvil. But
Well-
that's unless there's a magical property to it, that would be the only question.
Well, you detected magic on it, right, Nora? When you were
Well-
walking around, and Una, there was some sort of magic.
There's magic, but I don't know if it was the door or what was behind the door is the problem.
Or even if it was just a precautionary thing of if you tried to force your way through it. Because it was abjuration.
Mm-hmm.
That. I mean, that might be one way to do it, to see if we can get an impression of it and see if Hans and Franz can make himself a copy if it is a non-magical thing. Otherwise, if it is a magical thing, then yes, probably we'll have to find a family member and get close enough to detect magic and see if it's on them, or sneak into Lord Rice's room and see if it's in his room.
Well, Lord Rice is on the hunt right now.
That is true. That is
He is
very
right
true.
now. How long are they supposed to be gone?
Normally, hunting parties would be gone for at least several hours. If they left at dawn, and it's 9 right now,
So we'd have 2 hours, roughly.
we might have 2 hours at the maximum.
So if we leave now, I could, in theory, turn myself to look like Lord Rice if needed.
No,
But-
he's known to be on the hunt right now. You can't go as Rice.
Do you know of anybody who works in the castle that would possibly provide us an inn, or is stealth our best form of options? I could go if it's dark, and I'm sure Felix can as well.
Well,
Sneaking around in broad daylight is just a little out of my comfort zone.
well, could probably get in with servants and just pretend we're lost or something if we get caught.
That's true.
Lots of nobles don't really recognize servants.
So leave now, Rhiannon, maybe change your appearance if possible. And mine is self only.
Hmm.
I don't
You
know.
getting caught would be
Well, this is risky, but you remember the spell I just did to get your door open, Felix? I could try that on.
on his.
It works on. Yeah, it works on the locks at the school, but I don't know. There could be other defense mechanisms.
We know what happened last time that we went into one of his rooms. It was very guarded. So we should probably assume the worst. And that there's
Yeah.
probably going to be quite a few traps in, especially in this one, if this is where he keeps everything.
You mean, are we talking about the mausoleum, or are we talking about his
his
private
study,
rooms here?
I believe, is what they're talking about.
Yeah. Well,
I could send an invisible friend inside too. If that might be easier.
Oh, Ryul going would probably be the safer option. Maybe Nora and him could do the same thing they did last night, but
We
you
could do
feel
that.
I feel like he would keep that on him though. I don't know why he would leave something like that just lying around his office.
Well, it might not. There might be other things in his office as well, but on chance if he's on the hunt, he doesn't want it falling out of his pocket, or if it is a
Right.
medallion, that could also fall depending on what it is. Maybe he didn't think it necessary to bring with him on the hunt, or maybe it is something he carries on his person, or maybe he doesn't have it at all and somebody else in the family does.
The other activities happening during this entire festival, like, are there any other times that he's going to probably be out of his room or away from his study?
Well, he is the host, so I would assume he has to go to a lot of the random events and preside over them. Otherwise, the nobles' dinners every night would probably be the best time when he's out, but
But both Nora and you and Hans Frans and Rowan will have to be there. Correct?
at the nobles' dinners?
Correct? Well, you will be. Most likely, correct?
I mean, I could have
So-
a headache.
That's true. But then it might look suspicious if all of a sudden he finds his room broken into. I honestly think now is the best time
Well,
to
what I was
go.
wondering is if we go now and we go the safe route of me and Spreul, just to investigate, maybe not even bring anything out, but instead just find something or investigate it, kind of the same way as last night, we could potentially at least then just get in, get out if we need to go in and grab anything.
The door, when I closed it though, and there were imps. Invisible imps. They're
But if they're
watching.
small enough, do you think that they'll
If we're
see?
spiders again,
Maybe. But I do
well,
think that the wiser course might actually be to go and check out his cousin's room and to see if he happens to have a medallion or key as well.
That's a
true.
good idea.
Or perhaps Layla might have one.
She
Maybe.
might. Otherwise, Vil would probably have one as
Yeah.
the steward.
Yeah.
I would
I'm
say
scared
let's
of
go
Vel.
that route, and instead of going after Rice's stuff, he's gonna have the actual trap set up because this is his home. But if they're all here temporarily, they won't have any sort of defense other than them.
Lila has specifically and will be entertaining the ladies today and acting as the host while the men are on the hunt. So she probably won't be in her rooms.
So Lila's room and then the cousin. I'd like to stay away from Villa as much as possible, given Rowan's description of her. She seems a little scary.
Vil seems scary.
She,
Rhiannon looks confused.
with Rowan's description of her and the way that she just takes control of a room, it does make me a little worried. So Lila first, and then the cousin, and Villa if we have to, and then go from there. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll leave it on her
Layla.
desk.
It's Layla, not Lila.
Layla will have it on her
Layla.
desk because she's dumb and forgetful.
I don't know if
Uh,
Layla would have one, or if Layla's not dumb. She's pretty manipulative. I just don't know. Geralt probably would, though, because he is a Carlay. So I don't know if his wife would have one, though.
Yeah.
Then let's go with that option.
So I'm going to be going about with the other guards as my ladies in waiting, going to breakfast and being nice, and you guys are going to break into Geralt's room.
Sure gonna try.
Do we know where it is? Exactly.
Rhiannon shakes her head. She's like, no, I never actually came out here before everything happened.
I'm
I'm-
wondering if
Might be able to ask.
No, that would give it away.
if we're gonna be breaking in somewhere and trying to get something, then we want to make sure that there's.
It would be on the highest part of the castle. In old keeps like this, normally the private bedrooms are at the top because they're the most secure.
Well, looks like we have 2 hours to magically find what we need to find, so we probably should get going.
Well, I guess you're lucky that I'm with you then. I'm not bad at it.
I am good at outdoor things, not at indoor things.
It's totally
Uh,
fine.
If we get to that point, I will go as a spider, because that way I can sneak under doorways and check things out.
Oh, definitely would be helpful.
I'll summon Spreel as well too, so when you go, I'll just have him follow you wherever you go. I do have the capability to have an unseen servant as well follow us. Do we think that that would be useful? Because I'd have to summon him before we go, and it'd only last for half the time of our travel. Actually, how long does he take to cast? I think he's 11 minutes.
I would hold off on it for now. I don't know if we're going to need it, and you might be better off saving that spell for later.
Oh, it's not a spell. It just happens. I just have to think about it and study. And it just happens.
Right. A ritual, not right.
Yes.
Ugh, magic.
Rhiannon
Actually, kind of
scoffs.
fun.
Oh, shut up.
What the heck is this spell?
All right. So y'all are gonna go about.
We're gonna go try to break into a guy's room. Why do
Great.
we always break into things together?
Yep.
Chaos
Let's be a
room.
girls'
healthy
thing
one.
and
We're
be
good
like
at it.
saying-
Or the stealthy ones.
That's
That's
true.
why.
Yeah, so it'll take me 10 minutes and 6 seconds to bring out an unseen servant.
Okay.
If we so choose. He basically can focus on simple tasks.
All right, so you guys can see where this great hall is in the entry from the map I posted from last night. For those of you who are going to be breaking and entering, you are able to successfully get up to the second floor of the keep with Rhiannon when she goes to have like breakfast brunch with Layla. And it's mostly because she takes the guests upstairs into the guest solar room with all of like the ladies, and they're kind of just chatting, enjoying themselves, and having brunch. And this is from the area where you could try to sneak away and go further upstairs. So that's basically your options from like the map I posted. So basically, you guys are taken upstairs to this very ornate ballroom sitting area, kind of fancy place. And then there's a guest solar room. And Lila has like the noble women kind of like entertained up there. She's opened up the space. She's showing everybody around. And it actually seems like she brought in like a love fortune teller reader to kind of like do the girls' horoscopes of the noble women there and stuff. So that's kind of where your cover of like distractions before sneaking away. So you're up on the second floor.
Okay.
And from the area you can see, you know that there are stairs in the upper receiving room that go upstairs, but you have to go all the way across the ballroom for that, and they're the public stairs. But then you're not sure if there's any other stairs leading up in the house. So,
well, Sam and Spriel are spiders.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's just Felix and I.
Mm-hmm.
I am most likely in my leather armor, so I should probably change that and look like a lady of waiting, maybe? What would you guys recommend before we go on this journey?
Servant.
Servant? Tell me what they look like, because I got no idea.
It's just the outfit that Nora was wearing.
Perfect. So I will do that. I will change my hair color as well and my skin tone. Make my eyes human eyes. Do dark brown hair. Try to be as normal, plain as possible.
Nondescript.
Yeah, like as visibly, like if you looked at, like you'd look past me, like not a stopper, just plain. And
What
probably
you
even
want-
try to.
What you want is for if somebody were to describe you, they would be describing like 10 people.
Yeah.
They're all and give the name Sarah. There's 50 million of Sarahs.
Yeah.
Or Rachel.
And then like try to make myself as small
Or
as
least.
possible. Like look really like probably like shrink myself down like a couple more inches, make myself physically smaller so I can pop in and out of things a little easier, and just try to be as plain or mute. Or like if Nora does have any colors, like try to mute them a little so they're not as vibrant. Just everything is possible to blend in.
I think they were described as being fairly muted.
Super plain.
Hey,
That's what we
So-
need right now.
you guys, I want you to try to just make stealth checks to kind of see if you can get. Which way are you going to try to go? Are you going to try to like go through other doors and see where things lead? Because on the map, you would have only known where the upper receiving area is. There's stairs up there, and there's an entrance overlook downstairs to like the way into the main castle. You know there's this ballroom here. You know there's a little bit of a private temple area, and then there's also like the guest solar area, and there's most of the ladies in waiting and stuff are between these areas.
With my passive investigation, do I happen to, or passive wisdom, figure out that there's this odd little, bit that doesn't, that there's probably a room or something in that area?
Of the upper receiving room?
Yeah.
You could guess it. You don't see a door for it, but Felix definitely catches that it looks like there would be some sort of... It's kind of weird that the wall cuts off where it does. There might be something there. Which isn't uncommon for castles, old castles like this, to have secret stairwells for servants and stuff to come and go easier.
All right. I'll just do a passive investigation. Or just investigation.
All right, give me... Should I make a roll for this, Josh, or just pass? Her passive is so fucking high. I just don't want to give it...
Like, is there a chance for failure?
No.
Not with her. What is your passive? It's 18?
20. My passive perception's 18. My passive investigation's 20.
Jesus fuck.
So
yeah, no.
Is someone trying to hide from Felix?
No, she's looking for a door.
A
or
door.
something. Yeah.
Mhm.
She's looking for
A secret
symbol
door?
of
A secret door.
yeah.
That servants probably use fairly frequently, so it's not going to be impossible to find or get to, but it's going to
If
be...
it's not impossible, if it's less than 20, there's no bother rolling.
Yeah, so Felix is kind of walking out with Una to go back to the receiving area and upper receiving area, and he notices in the corner edge of the ballroom, on this half wall, it looks like there is a very subtle door that's kind of like partially covered by like a tapestry with your fucking high passive.
Okay. And you said that there are ladies in waiting in this area?
Yeah, there are some people like milling about and stuff like that. It kind of looks like they're just trying to stay out of their it looks like they're trying to stay out of like their ladies' way, but they're also nearby to kind of like answer if they need anything.
Okay. Are there any particularly nearby the door? Right.
High or low?
Low.
Well, that's scary.
There are none by the door because I rolled a 93%.
Get us through. Get us through.
Right. So there's actually a secret door right there. Right behind the tapestry, probably used by servants. Do you want to try for it?
Let's go.
All right.
I'll try to like go into shadow if possible, if there's like a dimmer spot, and then try to make my way.
No.
No,
I didn't
this
think
is
so.
all well lit and
I
tons
know,
of fucking
this is
windows.
bad.
Middle of the day.
All right.
So bad for me.
Roll stealth checks.
Dokie.
23.
That's a 15. It's
I
not
think
bad.
15's enough to get you through the door. So you guys both... Oh, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, do I technically need to roll one if I'm like
No.
on a shoulder still?
No.
Okay.
You're on
just...
me, or are you
you're
on
along-
Felix? You're on one of us.
Yes.
All right, so you get into this little hallway and it definitely curves around. Felix's gut was right. It looks like this is a servant's frequently used. It's not super, it looks like it's got foot traffic through it and stuff like that. It's not super dusty. So yeah, it's just a servant's passages and stuff. So.
All right, up the stairs.
All right. You guys probably walk up the stairs, probably like 30, 40 feet looping around in a spiral pattern. Judging by where you think this is in the building in the foyer area, there is actually more of like the grand circular staircase that mirrors along with this. That's more of like the public entrance to get upstairs. But it seems like you guys have like the smaller one. So you make it to the top. There is a little space. It's probably about like 15 by 20 or 10 by 20. Should actually make these bigger. So. And there you are basically in darkness. Una's
I
the
can
only
see.
one Una can see.
The spiders can see too.
Yeah. So Felix is just getting led by Una, I guess, up these dark stairs.
Yay.
Hold my hand in the darkness.
Pretty much. Be like, okay, let's go.
Do 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 do.
I got 60 feet. We're fine.
Okay.
Well, The good news is that at least if we get caught, we could always pretend that we're trying to find somewhere quiet to rendezvous.
Una will like go stock still for a second, and like her
Pretend.
face is gonna just kind of do like a flat thing, and then just keep walking. Like, did Felix actually just say that? Like, last thing she expected.
Well, I said pretend. It is a festival of love. People are going to be expecting that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's definitely a tactic I've used before. Yep, I just got up the stairs. Just a little baffled that she heard that from Felix, especially since they've been weird.
Now I see that the flirt has become the flirted too.
Oh, she doesn't know what to do with that kind of stuff.
She'll just do it to everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know why she's flustered? It's because it's somebody her age almost her age doing it to her.
There you go.
He's not like an older man. She doesn't know how to feel with somebody more.
Oh, you're not a perv? I got this.
So you can actually see. Do you mind if I ask if you're part elf or something? You don't have to shout if you don't want to.
Wait, what?
If you can see in the dark.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you've got elvish ancestry or something.
I don't know where I come from, really. My people have kind of always just been able to do this. It's more of a gift, you could say. Plus, my ability actually, like me being a ranger, gives me this as well. So it enhances it because outside it's normally dark and inside it's confined, and usually there's lights, which makes it really hard to do my job.
That does make sense.
Anyways, well, I'll just keep going until I find a landing or something. How high are we? Are we going all the way up, or where are we going? Because I kind of need to know an endpoint to stop us.
Let's see. We've gone up X many steps because Felix would fucking know.
Yeah, your stupid observant feet.
Each step is roughly however many inches, and then you go up that. But where are they, Lizzie?
Okay, you probably go up about you go up 40 feet. So you walked up that many steps. That would be equivalent to 40 feet that Felix would know, but I don't because I'm not that way.
That's fine.
20.
I'm guessing these are very tall ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
I'm
probably
sure it's
like
just a giant
20,
spiral.
Yeah, they're probably like 20 foot tall ceiling because it's a big keep. So
I guess once we get to that final landing, I'll try to find a door or something, like run my hands and try to push it open,
okay.
And then peek my head out.
You successfully open the door. It's not locked. Give me a. I'll never forget when we played D&D one time. The DM said, "Give me a resplode." I mean, give me a reflex check.
I mean,
It's like a resplode.
That's not foreboding at all, Lizzie.
Okay, so no, but Una is successfully able to open the door and see, and I'm just gonna lighten up this whole ass room. Okay, it looks like there is a private meeting room. It is
empty?
It's empty. It's
Okay.
about 30 feet by 40 feet of the room. There's a globe in it. It's got bookshelves and stuff like that. And there are windows facing east. So the sunlight is coming in right now. And it looks like there's doors on the far right wall and then directly straight forward from when you to the, let's say there's a door on the right wall and then one straight ahead of you too.
Okay, yeah. If there's no one in there, then I'll just open the door and be like, okay, is it lit in this room or is it kind of dark?
Yeah, because the windows are open, the
Okay.
sun is coming in.
Then yeah, I'll be like, okay, your gamble next. And I'll motion to the doors.
Felix is gonna just take a quick look around the room and see if there's like any documents out or anything like that. I mean,
No,
it's
it looks
careful.
pretty clean and tidy. It just looks like this is a room that's used for meetings whenever, like, Rice has business in here.
Okay. No safes or anything.
No, this
No.
is a pretty blank room.
All right. So where are the doors?
There's one directly on the wall facing to the, let's say, the north side of the castle, and then one to the... I add that as east. Fuck. Okay, there's one directly ahead across the room that is closer to following of the castle along the side wall, and then the other one looks like it is to the right. And from your observant thing where like you guessed you were mirroring the stairs, it would probably, the one on the right would open up to like the landing outside hallway.
Okay.
So
And the one on the right leads up to the landing. So I might see I think Felix would say, do you want to see what's under this other door? I think the one over there goes out to the landing, but I'm curious where this one leads.
And Nora will get her on
I'll
over
put
and
my hand down too by the door, and so that way you guys can go down.
perfect. So I'm
I mean,
guessing
yeah, just
Riel's
down.
coming with.
Yep,
With
Spreel
Nora,
will be
right?
with you.
Okay. So Nora's gonna climb underneath the door as a spider with Spriol and just check out what's over there.
all right. So Nora, you can go into this room. It's fully lit. It looks like a fancy ass room.
I like fancy ass rooms.
All right, it is. I will give you the dimensions. Opulent furniture. There is a table directly in front of you. The windows are open. There's a fireplace. There's a couch. It looks like there is a bath. There is a very fancy bed and desk in this room. Give me a insight check. Oh, the room is about 40 feet by 40 feet.
19.
19. You're thinking about it, and the way this is decorated, you're like, ooh, this is similar to how Rice's other room was decorated, like the aesthetics of it.
Huh.
Just the colors and everything, because when his old mansion, the other mansion, there was like very distinct styles, and this one definitely, you're like, this bedspread looks kind of familiar.
And this is a bath, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely, just so you know, the keep is not nearly as fancy as and luxurious as the townhouse is. So it's probably obvious why he doesn't live here all the time. This is a little bit more of an old building.
Nora will go over to the edge of the desk, I will say.
Yep.
Checking along the floor as she goes, being very careful. And we're gonna go ahead and snoop up onto the desk and see if there's any sort of like papers or anything laying on top of it.
Nothing on it. It's clean.
Okay. Let's see. Is there like a drawer in front of it? Like,
yeah, there's drawers. There's drawers on it.
okay. Do they have keyholes?
Yeah, they would probably have keyholes.
Okay. Nora's gonna, instead of tempting fate and trying to climb into the keyholes and potentially die, she'll go back over here and go underneath the door again to where Felix is and do like little circles and then go back underneath the door. To basically be like, follow me.
Yeah. I was like, do you think that means that she wants us to follow, or?
And she's gonna like, she'll like keep doing the like, she'll like come back out, look, and like make sure that like do the little spider cute wave. The only cute thing spiders know how to do with their legs.
I wonder why she's not using Spriel's commands, but I think that you should open the door.
I don't remember what Spriel's commands are.
I had to look at my sticky note. I need to flap and land to stay.
Mhm.
We're a spider. We can't flap and land
Yep.
anywhere.
To follow, it's a big
Uh-huh.
nosedive and then fly in the direction.
Yeah, we need to change these cues.
Yeah. This is flying only. We'll think about it. So yeah, do you wanna?
Felix will check if the door is locked first off.
The door is very much locked.
I'll try to unlock it.
All right, give me a lockpicking check.
I'm gonna stand like 10 feet back. I'm not gonna.
Your confidence in my abilities is very reassuring, I tell you.
You know, I got poked by one of these doors this one time. It made me sick. Really. Yeah. No, I'm good. Like this, all you. I got you.
It's poison, you know.
I'll watch this door.
Yeah, you tried to get in a poisoned one that was trapped with a poison.
Yeah. Yep. This
And
one.
Bryce
This
does
door is all
actually-
yours. I would suggest
Bryce-
not getting poked.
He did use one of those before. Let's see. 17.
Okay, yeah, you're successfully able to pick it.
Okay. Felix will open the door, look in, and just be like, shit.
Yeah, you can be like, oh, this is a fancy lord's room.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he'd remember what Bryce's room
Yeah, he
looked
does.
like.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this looks like it's decor, and it smells like sin and villainy in here.
Yeah. Nora, what the fuck? No, we're avoiding this room.
Well, there might be some
Nora-
useful stuff in here.
But no. It's better not to look. It's better to go somewhere else and to try to figure out if we can find what we need somewhere else where there may not be imps.
I mean, since we did open this, would you like me to see if there's anything magical, like an imp that might be hiding in the dark?
Sure, that would be very welcome.
Yeah, so 11 minutes later, I'll do detect magic. Because Nora's in her form. So-
You're going in the room.
I'll
and
go
doing-
into like the doorway and like start casting, and then that
An
way it'll
important
spray.
thing when dealing with ritual casters is, can you afford the 10 minutes to ritually cast
Apparently, we're gonna have
something?
to. I mean, if there's an imp in here, I don't have it. I don't have that spell. As a ranger, we took it off my spell list to do different spells since I can ritually cast it. So I asked her if she wanted to. This is the option. Do you want to waste 10 minutes and 6 seconds? Like, it's 11 minutes, or do you want to keep going?
Let's save that as maybe a last resort, or just something we're doing later. Let's skip this room for now.
Sounds good.
Nora continues and goes over here and checks underneath this other door.
It
We
looks
don't want to be cutting through the Lord's room to go check out his other door.
Well, are we sure that this is Lord Rice's, or does his cousin just have the same taste as?
I'm pretty sure it's that bastard's.
Oh, that's right, because Una was sick. She didn't go
Nope.
with them. So yeah, she didn't. Yeah, it's very clear.
He has very clear stylistic preferences.
That makes him even more of a douchebag.
Yeah. He's got money. Lots of nobles are like that.
He's a special kind of fancy pants, though.
Sure.
So you find it is a large hallway, and I will open all of this up because there is some lighting up here. It looks like, even though it's a hallway, there's still some like kind of magical lighting in here to kind of keep it, or sconces, so servants if they come up in the hallway. So the hallway itself is stone. It leads up from like the main staircase, which you saw downstairs, and it's about 75 feet of a hallway by 30 feet of a hallway. So it's pretty sizable. And it looks like on the left side of the hallway, there's the door that you just came out of, and then about another 40 feet up, there is the door that you would assume goes into Rice's room, if it is Rice. There's another smaller door another 20 feet away from that on the left wall. And then opposite of you, Nora, directly, there is a door. There is another door on the right wall, about 25 feet away from that. And then at the very end of the hall, there is another door about 30 feet away from that. So there's lots of doors.
Well, we'll take this first one and check it out.
All right. It looks like it is a breakfast room. So probably actually this is the east side of the castle because that's where the breakfast room would be. So I lied, but whatever. We're going to make do. So
Okay, well, right now we don't care about that. We're going over here and checking under this door.
fuck this breakfast room.
She's
Yeah,
just
they're
trying to
in
keep
and
it
out,
move on.
in
They don't
and
got a
out,
lot
in
of
and
time.
Okay. This looks like it is a private, like, solar sitting room. There's fireplace, there's couches, there's tables, there's some bookshelves, there's a piano. There's a
All right,
globe.
over here we go.
All right. This opens up to a very fancy bedroom, and you kind of are like, oh, this looks very girly.
Nora takes note and knows what that is and goes over here to check out this room.
This is another lord's room, and it's got like hunting stuff on it and kind of like different colors and everything. And yeah.
I think that might
All
be
right.
it.
Nora will come all the way back over here and dip underneath here.
Mm-hmm.
And she is actually going to come out of her spider form.
Mm.
And she'll relay what she knows.
Now Felix can pretend to be making out with two girls.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's got game.
Okay.
I don't know. They could also be pretending to make out with one another.
That true, I guess.
Okay, so
He's coming to bust them.
So I checked everything out. So the rooms nearest to us are just like some sort of sitting room and room to eat in, so not really interesting. But I did find a room that I think is Layla's. And it just looks decorated a little bit more feminine than the other rooms were. And then I found another room that looks exactly like that other one that we were just in. So I'm starting to think maybe we need to just be really careful. However, since I did check everything out already and there isn't anybody up here that I could find, I have detect magic ready to go so we don't have to ritually cast anything.
Do we want to go back to Lord Rice's room and do that quick in case there's an imp? Or I guess by this time it's probably a little too late.
And the other thing that I was thinking about is it could go one of two ways. Rice either separates himself and that's why his room is over on this side, or Rice wants to be nearer to
The meeting.
Layla and the sitting room. So his room could be the other one. So we don't really know what's the better tell.
Probably the one closest to Layla would be the guy we're looking for and his wife, because she would probably use the sitting room versus Rice using the sitting room.
Yeah. Well, I can go ahead and I guess just double check everything.
Well, detect magic does last for like 10 minutes, so.
Yeah. So,
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll go over here. I will cast it.
Desk is magical.
Desk is magical. Okay.
Desk has magical stuff on it.
Nora will let you know that.
probably something over there.
Probably a safe that has something by his bed.
And then over to this room.
Yep. This room does not have magic in it. Except for it looks to be coming from the desk area. There seems to be some sort of object that is radiating some sort of like abjuration magic on it.
Hey.
All right.
Nora will skitter back and will basically be like, hey, follow me.
Let's go.
Considering she wouldn't have been able to get through this door, she's assuming it's probably locked, but she didn't check. She was just trying to check from here.
This
So
one.
This one over here. I felt abjuration magic coming from within the desk, but it wasn't the desk itself. I don't think it's too small.
And that's the same type of magic that was on that we detected, so it must be.
Is it locked?
This
don't know,
door
I
is
didn't-
locked.
Check.
I'll see if I can unlock it. 19.
Yeah, you pop it off. It's child's play.
You know, I really wish that all locks were this easy. All right, desk. Check the desk.
So the question is, the moment we take this, they're gonna know. Do we have like a fake one that we can put here?
It depends on where he's keeping it, and if it's just not there, he might not notice, depending. So,
True.
look, Felix is gonna look and see where, if he sees like a medallion or something.
Well, the desk drawer is locked. This
Okay.
like to get into this, so you'd have to do another lock picking check.
I will do another lock-picking check. That one's much better. That's a 24.
You pop this open. Shuffling around, you find like a secret drawer, and it looks like there's some like keys in it and like personal effects. Kind of looks like there's maybe some love letters and stuff in there from like Felix doesn't recognize any name. He doesn't recognize any names except for like some of them sound like courtesan names, I guess is how you'd phrase it, like, you know. So
do we
like-
recognize his can we compare his handwriting to handwriting from previous letters that we've seen? Have we seen his handwriting before?
No.
These aren't his
They're
handwriting.
from other people to him.
Keep looking.
Yeah,
This is
kind of scrambling around, you find a little secret drawer in it and are able to kind of like pop it out, and it seems like it has a key in it that would match it looks almost more like a holy symbol, but also a key amulet that would fit the description of how Nora described the mural.
Felix.
But there's no like actual like protective things on it. It just looks more like there's a secret drawer and like it's thrown in there with some other kind of like random shit.
Felix will take that and put everything back roughly the way that it's supposed to go.
Do we want
Is
to
he
put
relocking
something-
it?
He's going to, unless
Okay.
someone objects.
Do we want to put something in there that's equal weight, or do we not care?
He probably won't notice in time.
Okay.
We've only got a certain amount of time that we're going to be doing this. And unless he's checking that secret door for stuff tonight, probably not going to be. Yeah.
He'd probably only be looking for stuff within there when he leaves. So
Yeah.
as long as we do this right away, I think we should be okay.
We should almost do it at dusk, or if not earlier.
Let's do it at the party. When they're at the party, that probably would be a good idea. Just make sure we know where they're at. And then he won't be able to sneak off quite so easily because he's supposed to be host.
That is true.
So Felix is going to relock the desk and the secret drawer, or if that's got, and just start locking everything behind him as they're leaving.
Nora will turn back into a spider and crawl back onto Una.
How many times have you turned into a spider?
This will be the twice.
Yeah, this will. Well, are we planning on going tonight?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we
Well,
have this
wait,
now.
When is
I
the
wouldn't.
thing?
I wouldn't
Wait, isn't
turn
it-
into a
wait.
spider.
Isn't it 3 times though? Because you did it once when you went into Rice's room, and then you dropped it, and then you went into.
She cast
Yeah.
detect magic then and just went around. She
Yeah,
didn't
I've
open
been
that door.
myself this
She's
entire
been-
time
yeah.
after
Okay,
I think
okay,
that. I
it
never
sounds like, oh
changed
shit,
back
that's
the
into
time.
a spider.
Because
Okay, I
otherwise
just
she
wanted
wouldn't have
to
been
make
able to do detect magic.
No, I was just
Okay.
wondering, are we planning on going in tonight to where I
Yeah.
should save my other one for tonight?
I
Or
would.
should
Your,
I?
your wild shapes were set on a short rest. Slash
I
I
suppose I
play
could.
druid.
Yeah,
It's
I
up
suppose
to
I
you.
could. Yeah, I'll take a short rest before then.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and turn back into a spider so we have one less person to worry about for stealth.
All right. God, it's
Then
Felix is
outward
so,
and
yeah.
lock Lord Rice's door.
Felix so fucking hesitates.
What,
Just
locking the door?
with the last one to Rice's room from that private meeting room. Just oh god, there could be stuff in there.
I told you. She said magic.
I know.
But the problem is, if it's bad magic, we trip off the magic, he's gonna know.
No.
I mean, we could just put Spreul on the desk. I love you, Spreul, but I'm sure you would be okay with this. Or if you're okay with taking some time, I can send an invisible thing in there and have it just try to open something too. Or grab papers. Simple things.
He probably would have a lock similar in difficulty to what he had back in the townhouse, so I don't think that counts as being simple. So, right, I guess we better leave it.
I mean, do you want to go in there?
Yes, but I don't think that we should.
I suppose.
He's gonna lock the door and head back to the stairs and grab Una's hand so that she can lead him through the dark stairwell.
Down we go. It's a small world after all. It's a lot of stairs, okay?
So you guys go back to the original landing. Who is opening the door? Actually, give me stealth checks to get back out.
So are we going to go through that door? Are we at like the bottom of the staircase? Is this we can't go any further down?
Well, no, you could keep still going down, but this is the one you came on before. This is like the first landing exit. So you would assume this goes all the way down.
Do we want to go down to make it easier to get out?
There might be. That might be. It depends on where there might be less traffic.
Yeah, you don't know where they lead. Ignore the other map. You don't know where they lead.
Perhaps Nora can check.
Yeah, we could send Spreul and Nora down and just wait here. I mean, if it's safer to get out there, or are you talking about the store? Do you want to try going down and seeing there, or coming out here again? Because I mean, we could easily send them out this way and see if it's clear, and then go when they say it's clear. Yeah. Or we can go down and see where that kind of goes as well.
Let's see if we can get out this way first. I'd rather not do any more exploring now that we've got what we need. Don't want to tip anyone off.
Okay, all you, Nora. And
Nora skitters on down and does what she needs to do, keeping an eye out for people.
Okay,
so
and are you
gonna be our watch person and inform us when we can get out of the door?
Okay, all right. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Nora and Spreul.
Spreul's not a disadvantage. Oh, Spreul might got this, you guys. Oh wait, spiders are bad. What are spiders? Spider perception is wisdom. He's at a -3. So that is a 16.
20.
You're able to at least, he's able to see when there's nobody around and give you guys a warning to come out. So you can.
Well, and we have Nora too, who rolled a 20.
Nora. Yeah, but Nora can't communicate with you because she's on the
other side. She can do the circle thing like she did before.
Well, she can tell Spreul, who then can relate to you. So you guys successfully get out the door, and nobody is the wiser. And it's probably like 10 something in the morning.
Okay, I will scoop Nora and Spreul back up on my shoulder as well. So that way they don't get stepped on.
A spider queen.
Gotta love it, man.
Well,
now I just think of the one shot from Critical Role. The spider queen there.
All right. You were able to successfully kind of mingle about again with the servants, and just chill.
Okay, I will scoop Nora and Spreul back up on my shoulder as well. So that way they don't get stepped on. Now I just think of the one shot from Critical Role. The spider queen there. All right. You were able to successfully kind of mingle about again with the servants, and just chill.
and wait and hear gossip and shit. That's basically what's
Spread
going
the
on.
gossip of Brody.
You're gonna go spread the gossip?
Well, just a little bit here and there. I've probably told a total of 5 guards by now. Maybe a couple of ladies in waiting. If we're just kind of milling about.
Actually, this is kind of a... Let me just roll and see. Because they're just milling about.
Yeah, we'll see. Just...
As you guys are kind of milling about at breakfast, this breakfast area kind of like, since you were up there about Rhiannon's business and whatever, you are approached by the MILF.
Yes! Wait! She's a scary one!
No,
Oh, no! I don't want her.
Whoa, what could Rice's steward want from them? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.